mentioned to you earlier when we were talking that
Okay.
um, that there were some issues with the sideboard configuration for that other list that this list kind of cleans up, as
Yeah.
well as this list is taking out like the D-reacts. So like I can kind of talk about that stuff. I don't know how much of this is like me teaching you how to play Kano or me attempting to provide educational information to other people about Kano. So
So
like I'm just gonna talk to you about Kano.
that is perfectly fine because I assume,
Okay.
and like I said,
Great.
I'm streaming in that live now too. So
Yeah,
FYI,
that's
but yeah. So I mean that was it. Like I'm primarily trying to learn Kano. Like I got the basic
fair.
idea of how Kano works, but I've played Kano legitimately one time, and it was when we did the Green Tree sealed. I think it was like the Christmas thing,
Oh
and it was like
God.
the team
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
and Yager had the idea. Nobody will expect you to play Kano, so why don't you play Kano and he plays whatever I normally play, in hopes that they
Sure.
would try to pair up that way, and it did not go well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
Kano's he's tough. He plays pretty differently than all the other heroes. That's actually kind of something I'm hoping gets addressed to some degree in the next set. They're going to give new wizards, and I think someone was saying that Brian was saying that some of the wizards should be a little bit more new player friendly and approachable than
okay,
the previous iterations of wizard, because Kano and Icelander have both been like extremely complicated to play comparatively to other stuff.
hmm
um, they're very learnable. It's just you're not going to bring a ton of your other existing fab knowledge in when you play these decks, and the stuff that you do in these decks isn't going to translate overall to other fab stuff. So I guess, all right, so taking a look at this list, so
okay,
from the equipment perspective, basically bar okay, so everything that I say is going to be from a perspective of not playing the pitch stack style of Kano.
sure,
I don't like the pitch stack version. I'm not a fan at all. I respect that it's very powerful and that there are some people who are really into that. That is not my cup of tea. I just want to be blasting. I want to
sure,
kill them on the first cycle. I want to have a little bit of like gambling going on with what's on the top of the deck, doing some blind Kanos.
sure.
That is what is fun to me in the deck. Setting up these like large pitch stacks and going for them second or third cycle, again, like I said, very powerful, but it's just not that
hmm
interesting in my opinion. So, you got so basically all of this equipment is extremely standard. The Spellfire Cloak is going to be for your more aggressive matchups.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Is why that instead of tunic? Is it just like,
Yeah,
hey,
so
if I think I'm going to
basically,
be dead before I get a tunic counter, do it?
right.
Okay,
Yep, it's it's essentially that like in a meta with like Zen, or any of the other like hyper aggro decks,
okay,
there's like a very reasonable chance that you will either need to go for the kill or you will die before your tunic will be up.
that makes sense.
I guess both of those are like kind of the same case. You have to go for the kill when you're about to die a lot of the
Yep.
times in Kano, but the Crucible, Metacarpus Nodes, Ragamuffins Hat, and Stormstriders are all very, very standard. So for the actual deck itself, the Aether Flares are really standard. The Aether Quickenings, so like you have to play a bunch of blues. Most Kano decks are playing somewhere between like 33, 34 blues. I think this one is on 33. Uh, your blues are a combination. So you want some number of um, zero cost spells that you can hit off the top if you're doing one of the Kano lines. Those are really important. Then you'll have a handful of, just because there aren't infinite zero cost, and that's not the only thing that you want. You'll play a handful of like one cost and maybe two cost blues. Some decks are playing like blue Aether Spindle, some of the two cost blues. They're really awkward because Aether Spindle is sweet with Kindle, anything that's increasing the damage for more ops.
Okay.
Um, but two cost blues are really rough. They're very, very hard to cast, and their rate is terrible. The rate on all your cards is terrible. So like that's probably one of the first things to like mention about Kano. He's not a hero that's playing on rate at any point in the game. The only reason he ever gets to do anything at all is Aether Wildfire.
Yes.
That is the yeah. So if you want to hover over that one, that is the bread and butter. This is the reason that Kano in his current iteration is able to exist.
Now,
Um,
and correct me if I'm wrong. Like, so the perfect Aether Wildfire combo turn is Wildfire, Lesson in Lava, Blazing Aether, right?
No, that is a decent. So,
So
so,
that's not
so
the
yes
one.
and
Okay.
no, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So yes and no, right? Like in a world where you are casting exactly 3 spells, yeah, that's like pretty much the ideal configuration of spells you want to cast. However, if we're talking perfect Kano combos, it gets really, really wonky because we'll have our energy potions in play. We might hit tomes off the top while we're Kanoing.
Okay.
We might get the opportunity to like throw a spindle in there, set up the top of our deck. Maybe we're double wildfiring. A lot of the times, double wildfire into Blazing Aether can also be like even more powerful. But yeah, so Aether Wildfire is the card that kind of like enables the deck. So just I guess to kind of go over this. So it's 2 resources for 4 damage.
Okay.
It can only target heroes, and if it's so crucially the bottom paragraph is what's really important here. So if it was played during an opponent's turn until the end of turn, action cards that would deal arcane damage instead deal that much plus X, where X is the damage dealt by wildfire. So this makes your damage multiplicative on the turns where you're playing your wildfire, and essentially the way that the math ends up working out is if you're playing wildfire, one other spell, and blazing aether, each point of damage on your wildfire is worth 5 overall points of damage in your combo because
Oh,
of it being
okay.
multiplicative.
Got it.
So for people playing against Kano, if you ever have the option to AB or do any kind of like spell void, oasis, anything, every point of damage that you can reduce the wildfire, you're saving a huge amount of life for yourself at the in this combo.
Okay.
I won a game of Kano against a Dromai player once who had a sigil in their hand,
Mm-hmm.
and if they pitched that sigil for AB1 on my wildfire, they survive, but they played the sigil thinking 3 life is better than 1 AB, which is actually wrong in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So something to be wary of. But conversely, what that means for us as the Kano player, for every additional point that we can put into this wildfire, our damage goes through the roof. It's absolutely ridiculous. So for that reason, our energy potions are very valuable. These new Kindles, if you want to, yeah. So
Yeah.
energy potion. I guess kind of to talk about them in order really quick. Energy Potion is one of the best cards in our deck. It is certainly the best non-wizard card in our deck. You want to get as many of these in possible before you combo as you can.
Okay.
Uh, these are so good to block out with your whole hand, play an energy potion, or like turn 0 or 1 Kano, hit an energy potion off the top. You just feel like you're so far ahead when you get to do that kind of stuff. Developing your energy potions is very, very valuable, and ideally you really want to hold those for the turn that you combo.
Okay.
And the reason for that is if you have a couple of energy potions, you might actually get to cast a whole extra spell on Kano. So
Okay.
if we're talking about going from just wildfire, lessons in lava, blazing aether, energy potions or multiple energy potions could be a route where we actually get to slip a 4th spell in there.
Oh, okay.
And then, like I said, our damage kind of goes bonkers.
Okay.
So if you want to hover over a Kindle,
Okay. And this is the one that just came out missed, right?
yeah. So this is the newest one. This card's really weird. And I'm guessing this will come up during the course of what we're doing here. But if I fuck up some of the lines, it's gonna be on this card in
Okay.
particular. It definitely changes some of the lines and makes them a little bit more complicated to play out. And I admittedly have very little practice with Kindle. I played, I don't know, 10 games with it now,
Sure.
which is not a ton. So this card's kind of crazy. It's amp 1, so it'll do the next time you deal arcane damage, deal that much +1. Which we want to have trigger on our Aether Wildfire because that one will then carry through our entire chain. And if you have no cards in your hand, draw a card. So this is where the sequencing gets really wonky on Kindle, is finding ways to play this so that it affects spells that come after it, but you want to play it with no cards in your hand. So a lot of the time, what you'll end up doing is playing cards, holding priority on those cards, and then because this is an instant, playing it after the cards have left your hand, but before they have finished resolving,
Okay.
so that
And
you can then draw a card and
now, if I'm in a
do
situation
your
where I have
stuff.
to like kind of blind Kano to try to kind of get the win and things like that in on it, if I hit this Kindle, it's a whiff, right? It's basically like you're
Yeah,
screwed.
yes. So that is another aspect of Kindle. It's undoubtedly a very powerful card, and it is much better for allowing our first turn, like just oops, you're dead kind of turns first cycle. However, I have absolutely lost games that I otherwise would win because I hit Kindle. I was playing a game against Pat a couple weeks back, doing some testing,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed literally any spell off the top,
Oh, it's Kindle.
and I hit a Kindle and it just pricked my turn. He was at like 5 health.
Oh,
So yeah, any spell off the top. This was on a wildfire combo turn, so he survived at like 5. Any spell would have killed him, but
okay.
um, so yeah, so that is definitely a downside. There is a little bit more variance to bricking in here.
So
Um,
it's basically like don't hit Kindle, don't hit Eye, and it looks like the rest is pretty okay.
yeah, Kindle and I are definitely the two or the like two cards that like straight up brick you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the what we're talking about at bricking. So for Kano's ability, you have to play a wizard action, or you can only banish and then play non-attack wizard actions, right? So
Well, not
anything that does not,
it doesn't
or
have to
yeah,
be a
sorry,
wizard.
yeah, sorry, they do not have to be wizard. I am wrong about that because your potions and stuff and your Tome of Findels. Um, yeah, so your any non-attack actions will work. So the Kindles, the Eyes, and then if you want to talk about like the pitch stacking version of the deck that's playing Sync's Fates,
Yep.
some Kano lists have in the past played a copy of Nourishing Emptiness because you play no other attack actions in the deck, so it's always going to be with Dominate and potentially give you an extra intellect, which can be sweet, but again, you can hit it off the top.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's definitely some risks to playing things like that. So the Aether Arc, Aether Dart, Prognosticate, Sap, and Zap are all the same card. Effectively, they're all 0 for 1 damage blues. They block 3. Some of them have additional effects. Those effects don't come up super often. They can come up. I have gotten Ponders off of Aether Arc. I have never taken an energy counter off of anything on Sap. I was like in a situation to do that once, but it was against a Tunic, and the person just made their Tunic resource, so just didn't really do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't even remember what Prognosticate does, honestly, but the
If it deals more than
op
one
one,
op.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that can be sweet if it happens. I actually don't know that I've
You'd
ever
still,
triggered
let's
this
say you'd still have to
either.
buff that, right? Like you'd still have to like
Yes.
Crucible and then that, like.
Yep. You can Crucible it. You can get it off of Kindle. You can get it off of Aether Flare. You can get it off of Aether Wildfire. So there are ways to do it. It's just a
Not
lot of the
great.
time, like yeah, if you're buffing it off like Wildfire, hopefully your opponent's just dying anyway. So the Ponder token is like not that good.
Fair.
Yep. Some other cards to talk about. So we have 6 tomes in this deck. They're the Tome of Aether Winds and Tome of Findels. These cards are so sweet to see off the top. These like hitting one of these blind off the top is what like it's the aspect of gambling in Kano that just feels so sweet because you're like, oh my god, I get to like go up cards on this is so cool. And potentially even net resources, which you can then turn into more Kano activations. And every once in a while you'll hit one of those games where first cycle you like activate Kano, you hit a tome, you draw 2 blues, you activate Kano again, you hit another tome, you draw 2 more blues, and you're just like, I have so many cards in my hand, this is insane. And then you get like 15 cards in your pitch stack.
So generally, are you kind of wanting to do like the draw 2 twice, or are you like trying to maybe buff it? Like it says choose 2, so it looks like you can do both, like one of them twice.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is
Okay,
barking at the couch. I don't really understand what's happening there.
So,
Yeah, so most often I'm activating this for draw a card twice. It
okay.
is pretty rare. I could probably count on one hand, the number of times I've chosen the other mode.
Okay.
And that may be me playing the card wrong. I'm sure that much better Kano players than me would have a number of things that would spring to mind of why you would use this top effect. So I'm certainly not going to make the claim that you should never use that top effect.
Okay.
But yeah, drawing cards is just so valuable because a lot of the time cards are resources and resources are more damage, and can be worth more damage than just that +1 on it. Hold on, sorry, 1 second. Apologies. So yeah, so
get it.
so that's Tome of Aetherwind. Tome of Findel is definitely an interesting one.
Okay.
So Tome of Findel does cost a resource, and it only ever draws you cards. It doesn't do any buffing or anything. It can gain you life when it's from Arsenal.
Okay.
That is not the most common use for this. I would say that oftentimes you're hoping to hit this off the top of the deck. When you're gaining life off of this, it is pretty sweet when you get to do it, because sometimes you get to you get to set it up where you have a turn and you'll kind of block out a bunch. You'll set this thing in arsenal. Then the following turn, you might eat some damage, play this tome from arsenal, gain a bunch of life to make up for some of that damage you took. And now you've got, 4 or 5 cards in your hand. Um, and you can start Kanoing off the top to try and blast the opponent on your own turn.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Okay.
So those are your 2 tomes. We talked about the epots.
Yep.
I have Ophidia. I guess we can talk about I briefly. This is a card that most Kanos play it at this point. I would never begrudge someone for not playing this, even if it wasn't an issue of not being able to afford the card, which is a very fair issue to have.
Yep.
This thing's pretty expensive. Um,
Now,
but
now,
but
if you were to replace it, would you just look for like another blue block three or like another potion? Like like I'm looking at this list and looking like,
I
okay, what do I
wouldn't
have
go up
two
to a
of?
third potion of deja vu. I would probably just put another blue. You're you're not going to have any other like crazy high impact blues that were, it's not like we're running 2 of blues that we really could wish we could fit a third copy in or
Sure.
anything like that. Like
Okay.
we're playing blue scalding rain. This deck plays some really crappy blues. So like we're, I don't know. I could see like if you were looking to build Kano on a bit of a budget and didn't want to play an I'd probably start with something like blue Aether Spindle.
Okay.
Um and just run that. I is a resource card. It is never anything other than a resource card. In terms of the ceiling, the
Hmm.
floor on this card is you blind Kano when you really, really need a hit, and you
Okay.
find this thing, and your turn just ends unless you have a way to clear this thing off the top of your deck, like a tome or something to draw. Um, it can really make you sad.
Yep.
But when you do have it in your hand and there's no risk of you hitting it off the top, being able to pitch this to Kano and you get to stack the effects. So you can opt first, then activate Kano. And looking at
Mm.
the top 2 cards so you can have a good idea of what you're going to find on Kano. So, like, maybe you're clearing a red out of there that you really don't want because it's your combo turn and you need a blue card.
Sure. Sure.
Or
Sure.
maybe you look at the top and you find an Aether Flare and it's the second card and you get to put that one on the top and guarantee that you hit an Aether Flare off the top and, like, really do some crazy damage before your combo.
Okay.
So it has a very, very high ceiling, but it also has a very low floor.
Yeah,
So, like I said, I would never begrudge someone who didn't want to play that card.
that makes sense.
Um, so there are 2 more kind of unique cards that we should talk about here. So Gaze the Ages is one of them.
Okay.
Um, this card is crazy. It is very non-assuming. Like it doesn't look like a lot, but there are times where this is just like one of the best things that you could possibly have in your hand or off the top. So it costs 0 to play, which is great. It opts 2, which is fantastic. We
Hmm.
love opting. And then this bottom text of if you've played another wizard non-attack action. So this, unlike Kano, does care that it is a wizard card specifically.
Okay.
This turn, put it into your hand as it resolves. So you get the opt effect, but you also get it back as resources. Um, and so this can be just such an incredibly powerful way to set up and sculpt to the top of your deck, and then
Uh,
also have exactly what you need to then activate Kano
okay.
on
So,
top of it.
and it's nice that it's as resolves. Like I was sitting there thinking, like, oh, end of turn. Okay, it's great that you have it to start the next one, but no, it
Oh
resolves,
no.
goes in.
Yep.
That's a nice card. Okay.
Yeah. You get this thing, and it is nice. Very, very good card. It also just blocks 3. Like it does so much. If it dealt damage, that would be the only way to make this thing better, I think. But it's very good.
Okay.
So the last card is Potion of Deja Vu. This card's a little bit weird and is definitely a card that is less powerful the newer you are at Kano. Right. So this is a card that's going to really reward you for knowing a lot about what your deck can do and being able to think through your lines and your card choices at more than just I have memorized these couple of Kano combos levels. So when you're operating at that newer player level, this card is a lot of the time just going to be either a blue pitch or you're going to get it out on board and then you won't end up using it because you won't really know what you're doing with it. This card can cover you if you have to crack your Ragamuffins hat earlier. This can be a way to effectively operate as another Ragamuffins. It can allow you to set up some very very powerful things with tomes that you draw, um, because you can, for example, pitch a tome and 2 blues
Mm-hmm.
to activate Kano a couple of times, activate your Crucible, whatever, and then before you hold priority before one of your Kanos resolves, you can crack this potion of deja vu at instant speed and put the tome and 2 blues back on top of your deck, and then reveal the tome to Kano, and then draw those 2 blues to again. So in the sequence, you have effectively like netted yourself a Kano activation. Um,
Okay.
so this card can let you do really spicy things. It can put, like, if you awkwardly have an Aether Wildfire that you really want to play off the top of your deck in your hand, you can get it back on top with this thing. It also is just a blue to pitch to, so it has that going for it. It notably does not deal damage, so this is another card which is not technically a brick, but it can act as a brick in some ways when you're going to, like, when you're digging for damage and you really need to hit your opponent. This card does not do that. So definitely something to think about. Like I said, I probably would not want to run a third. I have also run only one copy of this card before as well. I think two is probably a pretty good place to be with this. Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
As far as looking at the sideboard choices here, so this is Majin Bei's list, like I
Yeah.
had mentioned earlier. He updated it after the Nats weekend, and he's doing some interesting stuff here. So the number one thing to know with sideboarding in Kano is that you don't want to do a lot of it.
Okay.
You are a very, very tightly sculpted 60 card combo deck, and every time you take out cards from your main deck and bring in cards from your
You're
sideboard,
taking away your
you
plan.
run the risk of diluting that combo,
Yep.
right? So if you go above 60, you are less likely to draw your wildfire at any given time. You obviously can't go below 60. And then if you start cutting, cards that you want in your deck for the sake of these sideboard cards, like if you bring in Blanche, Nourishing Emptiness, Wounded Bull, those are all completely dead hits on Kano. So you have to be extremely careful. um, so the Aether Quickenings and the Swell Tidings are going to be for the Kano Mirror, for Enigma, for matchups where you need your individual spells to push for a little bit more damage to potentially go over Ward. Or if I was playing against a Guardian, I would probably want to have these in too to be able to chip in over their spell void AB. So Aether Quickening does 4 damage on it. You can do some pretty crazy lines with Aether Quickening on your own turn. If your opponent doesn't block it and you manage to get this to come in, like if you there's a universe where you can Aether Flare, blast your opponent for some damage, which will then buff your next spell.
Mm-hmm.
So you Aether Flare them. That may like consume your action point. Then off the top, you Kano and get them with a Aether Quickening, and it deals more than 4 damage. And since it was an instant, but it had to go again, this is going to give you
You
your
get that
action
point.
point back. Yeah, and then you could, like, for example, Blazing Aether. That's actually a spell we probably should have talked about up top.
Okay.
You could cap that little sequence off with a Blazing Aether, but
That's like Aether Flare then.
yeah, sorry. So Aether Flare, this one's kind of like a baby Aether Wildfire. So this is going to deal damage, and then its effect will turn on during either player's turn, which is a notable difference. Aether Wildfire will only buff the damage on your opponent's turn, not your own turn. This will deal it on both players' turn. However, it is only the next spell, so it will not be every spell that follows it on the turn.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
So
other?
sorry, sorry. One more is the Aether Wild, or the not the Blazing Aether.
Yep.
Next to yeah. Sorry. So this is the other kind of like piece to your shenanigans here. This card is what you want to cap your combos off with. So this is going to look at all of the arcane damage that you have dealt in the turn and deal that much more again. So if you get them for 20 and then play this thing, you're coming in for another 20. Notably, the Aether Wildfire buff will also carry forward to this. So if you have, 4 damage on your Aether Wildfire, you deal 20 damage, and then you Blazing Aether, it's going to look at that 20 damage you dealt, but it's also going to see the 4 damage buff from Aether Wildfire. So
So you're getting
you
like a
get to,
24.
and that's where your double dipping comes into play. The blazing aether is where things start to get like really disgusting when it's paired with the aether wildfire.
Gross, gross, gross.
Yep.
Okay.
Um, and then lessons in lava, the other Kano specialization. This card's good. It's there are a lot of like tricksy things that you can do with this. This is going to deal a little bit of arcane damage, and then if it does deal damage, you can search your deck for a wizard card. So this is again another card that cares about them being wizard. You cannot search for like a deja vu or an energy potion. Um, with mana cost, or resource cost, whatever, equal to less than the amount of damage it dealt. So if you dealt, or equal to or less than. So if you dealt 2 damage, you can get any of the cards in your deck. And if you deal, 1 damage, you have fewer options. But
But a lot.
really, really, even a single point of damage on that card in the combo will let you go get your Blazing Aether,
Okay.
which is oftentimes one of the things you want to be searching for it.
So if you're playing into a Kano, basically you want to stop the Aether Wildfire. It sounds like at any means possible, and
Yep.
then try to prevent lessons in lava as well. You know,
Yeah, so there will be times where Kanos will play Lessons in Lava against you without an Aether Wildfire active. So this is not a combo turn. This is kind of like a setup or a chip turn.
okay.
If you have the resources available to you, it won't, significantly mess up what it is that you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Preventing them from leaking any damage on this card can be very annoying for the Kano player. They might be trying to set up a tome on top that they want to play. They might, into aggro matchups, sometimes Kano will draw Lessons in Lava, and they will Lessons in Lava, find a Lessons in Lava, cast that off the top, then find another Lessons in Lava, cast that off the top, and with the third one, find a Blazing Aether and cast that. So they will, off of one Lessons in Lava, just chain through all of them, and then Blazing Aether you at the end as a way
Mm.
to do like a mini not all in combo against aggro decks to really like pump the gas
Yeah, because that'd be like what,
early
three,
in the
six,
game.
9, and then another 9, so 18.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's like an 18. You need the resources to do this,
Sure.
but yeah, that can be a very very annoying um,
Okay.
thing to have to deal with. So yeah, like I said, if you can deal with the lessons, great. Um, the Blanche and the Wounded Bulls. So I can't speak too much to what Majin Bey is doing with these. The reason I like this list is for the 60 card main deck. Um, some of these sideboard cards, I'm not like Wounded Bull is Blanche. I understand Wounded Bull's a little bit spicy. I imagine we're also bringing that in against Prism,
Yeah,
just
that's a
because
my
7 power.
yeah.
The Prism matchup, though, it can't just be for those because the Prism matchup is extremely cursed for Kano.
Would it be
It's
like what about like something like Enigma where you can if you do get like hit it on your turn, you stop the blues, you stop all that.
it's possible. I don't know that I would. I don't think I would bring in Blanche. Kano's pretty favored into Enigma. I would go as far as to say extremely favored into Enigma if the Kano knows what they're doing. I don't have reps on the matchup myself, but I've talked to some people who do, and they are very confident that if you know what you're doing and you can keep the board cleared. So one of the things that's a problem for Enigma is that when she attacks with her wards, if
Mm-hmm.
Kano can deal damage that would pop those wards at instant speed off the top of his deck, Enigma can lose her action point and just be done.
Mm,
So you can really stifle some of those turns and then go over the top, pop some of them, chip them down, and then when you go to do the combo, just get them.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So I don't think we're going to need to worry too much about the sideboard here. In most matchups, we honestly don't want a sideboard. We want to just play our 60.
Sure.
That is our ideal configuration of the deck, is just to run out our 60.
Sure. 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 That
Yep.
makes sense. Okay. So
So
let's
yeah,
do
why don't
this.
we why don't we hop into a game and
Sure.
see
So
how it
let's
looks.
get my deck. Let's grab this. Make sure I get the right one too. That is the right one. Small choice Kano. So again, here's this. Let's go up to Talishar. Let's reload. Let's see if there's anything alive.
So those are interesting. We can try our luck against the Enigma. The Riptide matchup is like very, very good for Kano.
Okay, I don't want to do.
Um,
I don't want to do request undo here. We'll do this way. We'll do.
yeah,
We'll
just
just
drop it in
post it
here.
up. Yeah, I say I don't want to do no undo yet because I know I will make a mistake here. Let's put that up there in the full screen. Because I assume so many people are going to be jumping at the chance to play Kano.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. I know, me personally, I avoid them like the plague whenever I see them on Tile Shore. Mainly because the decks I play just lose to Kano anyway. So I'm like, I know how this goes.
Yeah, Kano's really good right now.
Okay, Reinhardt.
Okay, Ryan. Yeah, Reinhardt's going to be an interesting one for sure. We will.
I assume just keep this in.
I'd probably take Tunic on this matchup personally. Reinhardt is definitely a matchup where they're going to run AB and potentially try and take us to a longer game. So we might get more value out of Tunic than we will the
Okay.
Spellfire Cloak. And then as far as the rest of it, I would just leave the deck how it is personally. I
Okay.
think I would just run our 60 here.
We'll see how it feels. Also, I
All
still have
right,
this weird
so this
feeling
is a pretty decent place to start with what we're doing here. So our opponent's going to pulping us. We're almost certainly only going to be able to block with one card. So yeah, we're going to pass here.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Okay.
Yep. Um, yep, we're going
Do
to
I do
pass.
anything before they
Playing Kano.
activate?
Okay, so this is a good thing with Reinar. I'm gonna say in this scenario, I would not.
Okay.
I would block with one of our blues. Doesn't really matter which one.
We'll do that one.
Yep,
Okay.
because it has dominate, so we can't block with two cards. Otherwise, we would happily do that.
Claude. Okay.
Yeah, I would block with our other blue.
Okay.
We would like to keep this Aether Spindle if we can. If he throws, I think he's arsenaling here, so that's like fine. This is a very reasonable turn for us. And our opponent did present AB3. No
Okay.
spell void, which is nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, we get to go to our turn with the spindle, which is pretty sweet.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be okay. Yeah, this is a sweet opening hand. So a lot of the time with Kano, you're going to do some amount of trading of damage versus blocking, and then going to your turn with red and a blue. You might try and arsenal something here and there if you can only go with one card. Sometimes you'll hold the whole hand and really try and push damage. There's so much stuff that
Okay.
that depends. So I would activate our Crucible here at the risk of um, making our opponent quit the game. Pitch a blue.
Okay.
Again, doesn't matter which one. Hit pass,
Okay.
and then play our Aether Spindle, and let's see what happens here.
Okay.
So it's going to constantly give you the options to activate Metacarpus nodes. We are not going to do that until it's time to kill our opponent, and even then, we still
Nope.
may not be able to afford it.
Okay.
So yep, pass. It's going to come in. Our opponent's probably ABing 3 here, but I don't know what their hand is. So
Okay.
so we found two cards here. I would put that Centering Foresight on the bottom,
Okay.
and I would leave our Energy Potion on top.
Okay.
So then we are going to activate Kano, pitching our Aether Quickening probably.
Okay.
Yep, and then we do want to banish the Energy Potion. We're going to play that Energy Potion.
Okay.
Yep. Then we're going to activate Kano again because we don't really care to arsenal this blue. We might whiff here, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We find an Aether Dart. We do want to banish it. And we're going to shoot our opponent for 1.
Okay.
And
obviously
target the Rhino. Yes, we do want to do that. Yep.
I don't want to blast myself in the face here.
Yeah.
Okay. So dealt 1. Okay. Nothing else we can do. We pass, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We're good. Oh man, we didn't even talk about like
pitch
the
stacking.
sequencing for no, not pitch stacking. We're not worried about pitch stacking. Okay. So I would say that like in general right now, you are unlikely to unless you are playing the version with Sink Belows and Fate for Scenes and like trying to pitch stack specifically. You're not super likely. Jesus Christ. Okay, our opponent is lead with speeding us. So this is an aggressive Rhinar deck. Again, we are unlikely to hit second cycle here. So we're gonna pass. He can do his thing. That's fine.
Okay. Claw.
We're clawing for 6. No go again.
Unless
might discard it. He might discard a wind up. He might discard a wind up, but like then he doesn't have any resources left, so he can't do anything. So we're not blocking here. I would take 6, and we're gonna blast.
Okay.
Yeah, our turn's gonna blast. Right now,
6. Okay. Just
take
it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's fine. He's got nothing else. He just like IP1'd himself. We are totally fine with this. All right. So the first thing we want to do here, let's activate Kano once,
With
pitching
the
our Eye
eye.
of Ophidia.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see what we got.
Let's
So we're opting these first. So neither of these are exciting. We're gonna bottom both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not excited. Yep. Now we're gonna pass.
Pass
Let
that.
our Kano resolve.
Doing a
Oh
banish.
baby, we did the thing. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. We want this Aether Flare.
Yep. Okay.
So now we want to activate Crucible, pitching a blue.
Okay. Either one.
Yep.
Uh,
Probably the Scalding Rain.
okay.
Play this Aether Flare.
Okay.
We're not doing our Metacarpus nodes.
Nope. Okay. Nothing at instant speed before it.
Nope.
Okay.
God, playing Kano's unbearable on Talishar. There's so many things you could like shortcut, but it just makes you click constantly.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So what did we do?
So
We
0.
dealt. Does our opponent have AB4? How do they?
Skullhorn's AB 2, 3. Deal 3. That's the next one. It would get it. So 3. Yeah. So you did Skullhorn for 2, Boots for
Well,
1.
no. Oh, sorry. We wanted to Crucible on the Aether Flare. We wanted to do Crucible before we Aether Flared.
Hold on. Let me see.
I don't know if this is request undo.
No, it's not. I just want to make sure. Hey, first time playing Kano here. Mind if I undo? I messed up the Crucible. See if they care.
Yeah, sorry. This is
No,
Kano's
it's fine.
kind of a pain on Talishar, but yeah, we wanted to Crucible first to get that buff on.
Let's see what they say.
Hopefully our opponent is nice. They are a literal Vap god, so.
Yep. Cool. Thanks.
Sweet. Nice. Love a nice opponent.
Okay, so we'll go start this turn. Okay, because I'd have to undo a whole bunch. So okay.
Yeah.
So Kano,
pitch the eye.
pass, bottom.
Yep.
Pass, yes. Then I want
Okay, so activate Crucible. Nope. Yeah, activate Crucible.
Okay.
Pitching a blue.
The Scalding Rain.
Yep.
Pass. Then
Okay,
Aether Flare.
Yes. Yep.
Pass. No. Pass. Okay. Okay. Okay, so dealt 1. So I still blocked the 3.
Cool. Yep, so now we want to do our Aether Quickening with our last resource.
Okay.
This is a turn that would have been really sweet if we like had a red in Arsenal. Not having an Arsenal here kind of limits what we can do, but let's see how it goes. So now we're coming in for 5.
So he blocks 3.
Yep, that's fine. We're eating their hand, and then we're going to activate Kano again, hoping to find any 0 cost or a potion would be insane. Okay, so we're going to choose not to banish here, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. That's okay. So in this particular situation, we didn't know what we were going to get. We could have blocked 3 on that turn, but again, we did not have perfect information that we were going to find any of those cards. So that's a lot of the like rolling the dice of Kano.
Sure.
Sweet. So our turn sucks kind of bad. Okay, so what are we doing here? This is a go again.
Intimidated.
Okay, that's fine.
6 go again, 2 resources
Oh,
floating.
God.
I mean, if it sucks, do we?
Our hand is really bad. Sorry, I'm thinking here of how we want to do this. So, on the one hand, we want to get that Wildfire into Arsenal. On the other hand, getting the Tome of Findel into Arsenal is pretty good. Honestly, blocking with that Wildfire would have been like kind of reasonable. The problem is our 2 blocking cards only block for 2, which is terrible. I think we're taking 6 here. It sucks, but this is a pretty rough hand.
Okay.
Yep.
Here.
And then Claw, yeah. Claw and Arsenal is what we're left with here. All right, so our turn is going to be... We're going to have Kindle, 2 Tomes, and a Wildfire.
Pretty much.
Waiting for the other player to choose an instant. Oh, they have their Tunic up. Yeah. So there's kind of two routes we can go here. We can. I would probably not block here, and then we're probably looking to arsenal our wildfire. Yeah, so I would probably not block here.
Okay, so if I don't block and we arsenal the wildfire, am I just playing the
Yeah,
tome?
so we're gonna be playing a tome, and I'll show you why that's not like the worst thing in the
Okay, I
world.
wasn't sure if it was like, hey,
We're gonna
block
play
with
one of the
one,
tomes. I don't
and
know.
then
We're probably playing the Tome of Aetherwind.
okay. Okay, so another
Sending the other
claw.
claw. Yeah, we're taking the other claw too.
So
We have to be able to push some damage back. We got to take cards out of his hand. So
well, do I?
so
That's okay.
no, you go ahead.
I would say like, if we're gonna play this tome and it's a 0, would I block with the find all just to prevent?
No, because we're gonna want it for the
Okay,
resources.
so we eat it here.
Yep.
Okay.
We are definitely in a position where we will have to we'll have to be considering comboing on our next turn.
Okay.
We will have Tunic on 3 and an Epot though, so that's really great for us.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we don't draw another hand that is 4 reds or 3 reds and a yellow. Yeah, so we're good.
Okay.
A Tunic counter is
Yep.
messing him
Yep.
up.
I hate that. Okay.
All right, so let's start with playing our Tome of Aetherwind with the mode of drawing 2 cards.
Okay.
See where that leaves us. In theory, we can do that. Do we need to refresh? Oh, no.
Nope,
Okay,
nope,
there
nope,
it
nope.
goes.
Okay.
All right.
So play this.
Yep.
Draw
Choosing
card,
draw.
draw.
Yep. So we will not have our action point anymore, but that's okay.
Okay.
So we can do things at instant speed.
Gotta love the Tunic counter. Gotta love Tunic. There we go. Okay, cool.
All right. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So let's start by activating Kano again.
Okay.
We're gonna pitch our Tome of Findel and one of our wildfires here.
Okay.
See what we get. Sorry, my wife is probably home now.
No worries. Do you want to banish Gauge the Ages?
Hell yeah, we want to banish Gaze the Ages. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this card's so sweet. All right, so we have played a wizard non-attack action, our tome. So now we can play Gaze as an instant.
Okay.
So we're gonna get to opt 2 here, which is sweet. Love that for us. We found
Lessons and Aether.
a lessons and a okay, so we're gonna bottom the blue. Do we want this lessons? I think the lessons is fine here. We'll take that.
Put on top. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So now the gaze came back to our hand.
Yep.
So we got to play. So we got to play it and kind of sculpt our deck a little bit. So let's activate Kano again.
Okay.
Pitch our gaze this time
Okay.
because it's not doing anything else for us here. Gonna banish that lessons.
Yes.
And then, all right. So if we crucible and play our lessons, that will take our blue and leave us with one resource. So if we wanted to Kano, we would need 3 resources plus potential to cast something else after. We have not dealt any damage here, so let's less.
Do I
Ooh, now this is interesting.
kindle the lessons using?
We could kindle the lessons.
Because he doesn't have 4, we'd be able to get 1 in.
Yeah, I kinda. Let's crucible the lessons.
Okay, so Crucible
Pitching our blue.
blue.
And then let's play our lessons. I think we're going to get a card out of our opponent here.
Okay.
But he can't block all 4.
Do you want to pay? No.
Nope. We do not.
Nope. Okay. Do you want to tutor?
We do want to tutor a card.
So I dealt 4, yes.
So our opponent did not take any damage. They want to try and kill us. All right, that's actually fine for us. So we're going to put another lessons on top.
Okay, where's my lessons?
Top right, it looks
is,
like,
yep.
is one of them. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. And then we are actually going to pass here. And we're going to arsenal this Kindle, I think.
Okay.
I need to think about that. Do we want to arsenal this Kindle? Let's try it. I'm learning Kindle lines too. We're gonna experiment with this. This might get a little funky, but
okay,
we're gonna try it.
I
would put
matter.
our no. So this kind of does matter actually. So we're gonna put the tome first, then a blue, then both blues, and then the wildfire. And I will explain that after the game. Remind me to talk about that. Let's arsenal our Kindle.
Okay.
Oh, we drew 2 blues. Let's go. This is sweet.
Okay. Blood rush.
Yep. Okay, so now we need to decide if we want to respond here. Because we're going to get a card intimidated. So this is why Reinar's kind of a huge pain in the ass. Ideally, we would love to. So he had to discard a card. So this is the lowest he's going to be. So we're going to respond here. So we're going to start with activating Kano, pitching a blue.
Okay.
We're going to activate Kano, pitching another blue. Oh, wait, no, we did not want to resolve Kano.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's fine.
Yep. Now we want to activate Kano again. Yep. Shoot. Getting our okay, so did we want to arsenal? We probably wanted to arsenal the wildfire. Sorry, I'm thinking
what
here.
I'm thinking
on. So we want to put this wildfire back on top with our Ragamuffins hat. Okay. So this is gonna be a little awkward. All right, so we're gonna activate our Storm Striders.
Okay. Do I with a tunic counter?
No, with specifically pitching our lessons in lava.
Okay.
I think I may have fucked up our tutor on that. We probably wanted to just put a blue on top, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so we want to activate that. Now we want to activate our Ragamuffins hat.
Okay.
So we're going to put this wildfire back on top and find out how many resources we have.
Okay.
So we're going to draw a card. We happen to know it's blue because we kind of cheated a little bit. So we're going to let that resolve.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, now we have to put a card on top or bottom, but we're going to put our wildfire on top.
Okay. Top. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So now,
Kano.
So hold on. Sorry, we need to play our wildfire from top. So we don't want our Storm Striders to resolve yet. So oh wait, this is fucky because I might have fucked us up on this combo already. Again, sorry that with the Kindle, this is like really making things weird for us. So we want to play that wildfire off the top, but not have the Storm Striders.
So what if I Kano now, play the Kindle immediately? It would give me the thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's probably what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, Kano. Yeah. I think that's right. Yep. Sorry. Thank you for working through this with me.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to let a Kano resolve. We're gonna hope that we get bailed out.
Okay.
Or yeah, we might as. Or no. We don't want to play our Kindle. Oh
So
wait, do we want to play our
if I
Kindle?
get this,
Holy
it
shit!
draws it.
Yeah, we
If
do.
not,
We do want to play our Kindle. We do want to play our Kindle. This is so dumb. This card fucks us up so much. This totally changes how the deck was
okay.
played.
So
I love
pass
it.
this. Okay. So let the Kindle
Yep.
resolve.
Yep, we're gonna draw our wildfire, which is
Yes.
awkward that we put it back, but we wanted our hat for the resources anyway. Um, okay, so now we're gonna let a Kano resolve.
Okay. Do you want to put this?
Yes, we do want to banish that.
Okay.
Okay, so now we want to. No, we don't want to play it. We want to play our wildfire next. So hit pass and let our boots resolve.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now I need
Okay.
my tunic counter for
So
the wildfire, right?
yeah, so our resources are kind of jacked up. So we need 2 to pay for the wildfire.
Okay.
So let's activate the tunic.
Okay. Then wildfire. Oh, don't
Pass
yeah,
on the pass on that to get the resource. Okay, so now I'm wondering if we want to crack the E-pot here too. I think we probably do if we want to have any shot of killing our opponent. We don't have. We're actually just blind Kanoing. This is probably going to be a disaster. So crack our E-pot too.
Oh shit! Sorry. Hold on. E-pot
Yep.
first. Yep.
Yep. If our opponent has another blue, I don't know how we're ever killing them here, but we'll see what happens. So okay.
Pass that. Okay.
Yep.
Pass that.
Let the E-pot happen. All right. So activate our staff here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now play our wildfire.
Okay. Do we want to pay?
We do not want to pay on this because we only have 1 resource left.
Yeah, we need
and we need it. We know we need it for that card.
Okay.
So pass. Our opponent is. They dealt 3. They took 3. Okay, that's fine. So let's let a Kano resolve.
Do you want to banish Sap?
Yep, we do want to banish Sap. That was like a decent find. Okay. We really need blazing here. Scalding Rain. All right, yeah, we whiffed on our combo. We're super dead here. Yep. So we can play out the like Scalding Rain and a Zap, deal like 8 more damage or something like that, and then we die to our opponent here. Yeah, we totally I biffed it on that one. We needed that Lessons in Lava, but we couldn't like play it. I don't like that Kindle card. I need to figure out how it works better. I think we should have arsenaled the Aether Wildfire, and then that would have made this a lot better. And now our opponent like almost certainly kills us from here. Like I actually think it's impossible if they have 2 ways to, unless they drew, maybe they drew no attacks and all reds. Maybe they can't kill us. Nope, that kills us. That kills us real good. Yeah, we're dead. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Reiner's a tough matchup because ideally we would have wanted him to spend more of his resources before doing stuff, but the Intimidate's taking cards out of our hand means you absolutely have to decide, are we going for it this turn or are we not going for it this turn?
Yes.
And if you make the wrong decision there, you often lose the game. Reinar.
Is anybody else hanging out? Probably. Let's give it a second.
Oh, people playing Blaze now. That's sweet.
We'll try it into Vincent. No, we won't. I lied. Go back. We'll go into Kasai. No, we won't.
You might be better off just posting your own.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can navigate this better this time.
Yeah, the thing that I'm definitely gonna have to just mess with for quite some time is just going to be the whole. Okay, where do I want this to happen? When does it resolve? Like the whole stack balancing seems tough.
Yeah. So actually, All right, let's play this game, and then after this game, I've got an idea.
All right.
It'll probably be a little bit more learning friendly. This is what we want. This exact configuration is good.
I'll tell him, hey, new to Kano, so please bear with me as I think. Thank you. Okay. So, I assume we want to leave the Spellfire?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They're gonna try and kill us very quick. So the nice part about Azalea is they do not have a lot of resources for AB.
Yes.
Which is pretty sweet, but they also do a ton of damage.
This is also true.
Holy Red Hand. Please tell me we're going second. It looks like we're going second. Ooh, Sand Scour.
I do not know. This is an interesting one. So they got Spellfray, but okay.
Prismatic Leyline. All right, our opponent's cooking. We're doing some weird stuff.
End a turn. Uh-oh. Do I want to let them do anything or assume they're going to start?
Hold on. Sorry. They loaded Barbed Undertow. Can you hover that?
Yeah, so they choose a color and I can't do crap with that color. So
No. We're happy to. So
yeah.
this is really annoying, but we're just gonna pass here.
I don't want to do anything.
They're trying to
bait
us.
It off.
Yeah. They're trying to bait us. The problem is our hand is like kind of dog water.
It's not great.
But all right, so we're gonna play our Tome of Aetherwind and look to arsenal our Tome of Findall here.
Draw.
So we're gonna draw twice. Yep. It's like fine. That was fine.
If it has a name counter. Oh, it didn't have a name counter.
Did it not?
No.
Wait, the Sand Scour put the name counter on it, didn't it?
Even though we could put an arrow from a current deck. Whenever an arrow put face from your deck, put a name counter.
Oh, from your deck. Was it loaded?
Not hand must have been, yeah.
Okay. Well,
no worries. Okay.
Sucks to be bad at the game. Okay, so this is an unfortunate situation where we drew our energy potion and we do not have an action point, so we're gonna use it to activate Kano.
Okay.
10 out of 10 sleeves.
Thank you. I'm actually streaming this game on it. Okay. So you want to banish
banish an Aether Flare. That's fine. We're doing almost nothing here. So we're going to activate Crucible, pitching one of our reds. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Then we're gonna play the Aether Flare, pitching another one of our reds.
So let's activate first.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this.
Yep. Then play that.
Doesn't
pitching
matter.
Probably I guess the eighth, or pitching the Spindle, I guess.
Okay.
Probably rather.
Do I want to do Metacarpus? Oh no, destroy. Never mind.
We absolutely do. Absolutely do not.
I forgot the destroy part. I'm like, wait, can I just buff it again to get rid of
no?
That
would be sweet. Those arms would be broken. Right. Our opponent looks at us, seeing our red pitches, and is just like, well.
Okay, so I got to plug. Okay, nothing else, so we pass.
Yep, and we're gonna arsenal our Tome.
Okay. Ooh, do I want to energy pot top it?
Probably E-pot, and then the Spindle, or then Aether Flare. Then it doesn't matter. We're not gonna. We are not gonna hit that. All right, we got some blues this time. So, depending on what it is that our opponent's trying to do this turn, are they playing? Yeah, they're playing New Horizon.
New Horizon, Azalea.
I have no idea what to expect from our opponent here. None of these cards are in the normal Azalea deck. And Trench, and they do have Spell Void 1. Okay.
Very glide back.
Sure.
Okay. So one could be dominated, but going to be big. Unless they blind.
Oh, buddy. We're pumping.
Oh, we're going deep. Top card of your deck. You may put an arrow from your hand to top card deck. 14.
Whoo!
6-9.
Okay.
Some
So this is interesting because they're getting a ponder and we're getting a blood rot. No matter what happens here, we do not have blocking equipment, so we could throw 12 in front of this.
It doesn't have a name counter, so it doesn't get the other ability.
Yeah, I think we're taking 14 here, as terrifying as that is.
You're scaring me, Tim. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm scaring me too. That's a big arrow, but yep, we need to pump damage. Like, we're not winning this by blocking and taking extra damage on our iron rot and shit, or from the blood rot.
Okay.
Cool. We're at a casual half of our life total, so doing Kano things. All right, let's play this. Let's play this Tome pitching one of our shitty blues.
Okay. And goodbye, shitty blue.
Yeah, but like, look how sweet this is. We're gonna gain 5 life. We're back up to 21 already. We're cheating. It's like we never even
How
took
does
damage. All
anybody
right, let's
lose this
activate
Kano?
Kano. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As we proceed to like absolutely get dumpstered. Pitch a blue. Yeah. All right, something sweet off the top.
I love this card. Okay.
Dude, Kano's so good. This is amazing.
Well, at least I can pay for the blood rot now.
It's absolutely insane. All right, yeah, we're passing our turn in Arsenal. Oh, yeah, pitch the Aether Quickening for the 3rd resource on the blood rot.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Bam. Do I want to like?
It doesn't. Again, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Spindle. So I can opt. Because I got maybe 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. We're arsenaling the spindle here. Yep.
Okay. There's that Kindle.
Thank God for that.
I wish I had a block value. Why doesn't it have a block? Okay, so there's the inertia. There's the knock. So it's going to be dominated whatever comes in. And I'm going to lose the Blazing Aether to the inertia.
Yeah, so we're probably going to block with the Blazing Aether here.
Heatseeker.
Yep.
Okay.
Activating Azalea to full... Or wait.
Glide path.
I don't know what we're doing here. Yep.
And there's the Heatseeker. 11.
Yeah, so we're going to give our Blazing Aether here.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're good to let them end their turn.
Okay.
So we're on our turn now. All right, so let's start by... So let's start by activating Kano, pitching a blue.
Okay.
Okay. See what we get.
Yep. Come on, Oh, Tome. Okay.
Ooh, yes. So we're going to choose to banish that, but we are not going to play it right now. So then we're going to activate our Crucible. Let that resolve.
Okay. With the zap, I assume?
Yes. Yep, with the zap.
Okay.
We are going to play our Kindle.
I have no cards in hand.
Yep. Oh, buddy. Well, we don't want to play that, so we're going to... That's kind of an awkward draw that we had there, but it is what it is. We were going to draw it either way. So now we're going to play our card from Arsenal. It still pitches to play our Tome, so...
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to pay 1? No.
We do not want to pay 1.
I can opt now, which is nice. Because remember, I won't be able to arsenal anything after this. I got the inertia.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
Okay. So this is our top of deck.
Yes. I assume I want one of the gaze
Or
on
wait,
tops.
what do we? Oh, we're yes. So we hold on. So we're about to draw 2 cards, right?
We are going to eventually, yeah, because I have the
Yeah.
turn.
So we want to leave. We want to leave. So we want to put 1 gaze on first.
Okay. Well, this
Then
is okay. Good.
yeah. So I would put 1 gaze first, then the second gaze, and then the prognosticate. We're gonna leave all 3 on top.
Okay, so we're gonna do top, top.
Nope.
No,
Wait.
because it goes. It's like putting it on top. Then I have 2 more in hand. I put 1 on top. So like, watch, you'll see.
Sorry.
Oh well. Let me see. Sorry. Too late. Oh well. Screw it. We YOLO it. I don't want to go back to the beginning. My bad. Okay. So we know the proxnogadate or whatever that hell is on it.
Yeah. So unfortunately, now we know this prognosticate's on top. So what we wanted to do was draw 1 prognosticate and 1 gaze, and then we wanted to activate it, play the gaze up to, and add it to our hand.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So we're just gonna kind of see what we. So we got a prognosticate. We're gonna take it. Then we're gonna Kano again. We can play the prognosticate and then Kano again.
Do I want to? Okay. Do you want to give it no?
No.
Okay, let's see. Come on, let me get that 1.
All right, and then we're gonna Kano again.
Oh, they pitched for it. Okay. Banish Aether Arc. Hey, we could get a Ponder token.
Yeah. So we're gonna banish and play it. We will not get a. Yeah, we won't get the ponder. Also, well,
oh no.
So
Inertia could crack first.
Yep, it can.
Do you want to pay?
But we do not want to pay because we don't have the resources, so it will not give us it.
Hey, do 1 damage. Create point for each damage response. Okay, cool. So got 1 damage in. We pass this out. We want the inertia first, then the ponder, then the end step. Okay. Okay. So we got an Aether Flare for Arsenal.
Yep, that's fine.
I assume probably doesn't matter which way these go.
Yeah, so we want to tome and then put 2 blues.
Okay. Did it. And that's an Arsenal. Well, on the upside, this Infecting Shot is probably going to be minimally buffed. I mean, it costs 1 to fire. They only have 2 cards in hand. Hey! I like that.
This is wild. Deck is nuts.
Heatseeker costs 1. They can't shoot. They can't shoot!
Wow, their turn was so bad. What the fuck? What just happened?
Okay. Aether Arc,
right.
Potion, Gaze, Eye.
So the first thing we want to do is Kano pitching our Eye. Let's see what we have to work with here.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so we want to bottom that Wildfire because we're not looking to play it right now, and then bottom the other card too because it kind of sucks here.
Okay.
Then we'll let our Kano resolve.
Either Smithel.
Ooh, love that. All right, okay, we're cooking. All right. So yeah, we're gonna banish that. Now we're gonna Crucible first.
Potion Deja Vu, I assume?
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna spend our action point on our Arsenal card.
Okay.
Then we're going to play our Arsenal card.
Okay.
Because we want this buff on the Spindle, if we can. That is just like the coolest thing we can do.
Well, no, the buff is going to be on Aether Flare. Because we crucibled.
Right, but the Aether Flare buff will carry anything forward.
Oh, I think you meant the Crucible buff. Sorry.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Okay, so they stopped 2 of it.
It dealt 2. Totally fine. Their hand's like all red. So now we're going to play our Spindle, pitching either of our blues. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's pitch this one.
Yep. We're gonna absolutely roast them and hopefully get something sweet off the top. A blazing aether would be awesome.
That's 6. Oh, we could get a
Oh
blazing
my
aether.
god! All right, so now hold on. Let's let's see here. What do we got? So
Okay, so aether, tome, zap, aether, and we have
so if
2
we
floating, 1 more
now
Kano.
okay. So how much damage have we dealt this turn? 2 plus 4. We
4,
dealt 6.
6.
So our blazing aether is coming in for another 6 damage, which is pretty decent. We could put the tome on top and attempt to do some drawing and put those blazings on bottom.
And remember, they
My
won't be able to
inclination
shoot.
here is to bottom 1 blazing aether.
Okay. Bottom 1.
Uh, bottom the tome.
Bottoming the tome.
Top the zap.
Okay. And then top
And
blazing.
then top the blazing.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's activate Kano. And we're looking for just the safest damage line here.
Yep.
And we do want to banish this blazing. Then we want to get him.
Okay. So, nope.
Get another 6 damage. Now we're not going to Metacarpus here.
Do you want it? Nope. So, I mean, they could trench on their turn and still fire a heat seeker, but that's about the most they could do.
And we're fine with that. We do not care. Yeah. Okay. So now this turn, ideally we want to set a combo piece in Arsenal. I would go like Eye, Potion, Gaze, Arc. Doesn't. This is fine. Okay. So this is not a great hand, but we're just gonna block for 6 here if they trench the.
Oh, they could shoot a Merc Miner.
Yeah, we're probably blocking 2 cards.
Okay.
Unless they do this.
They can only block 1. Dominate.
It has dominate. Yeah, block 1. That's fine.
The same probably doesn't matter, really.
These are all the same card.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So, 1 Kano.
All right. Yep.
We'll do this one. Oh, what is it? Stupid Talisher. Aether Flare.
Yeah, we'll banish that.
Okay.
And we're gonna Kano again.
Kano.
Let's see what else we get here.
Aether Dart.
Dart. Yeah. All right. Not insane. So we're gonna Crucible, Aether Flare, and then Aether Dart.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll banish that.
So Crucible. Aether Flare. Nope. Dealing 2. Let's see. And they fully blocked it, and then we Aether Dart into Azalea, not myself. No. Okay, and they did that. Okay, pass. Okay, all the same card. Wildfire, Lava, Sap.
Sweet.
And Potion.
Okay. Ideally here we want to block with our sap. And then go to the turn with the other 3 cards.
Okay.
So let's see how much damage we're presenting here. Oh boy.
They're
This Barbed Undertow might be annoying. Oh my god, the lace with inertia. No.
Okay. So
This is going to be frustrating.
8. And we can only block with 1.
What is the Barbed Undertow's effect again? We can't
They
play
choose
blue?
a color, and we can't play or pitch cards that color. So when they say blue, we can't Kano.
Yeah, that scuffs us really hard. This is Dominate. We're putting the sap in front of it.
Okay.
Ugh. This is brutal.
Do I?
It's fine though. You could
try to Kano just to
you could blind Kano with the potion. Yeah, it's like fine. You might get like a point of damage here. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to play it though. Is the thing, we don't have the resources, and we want to keep our last 2 cards. So we're probably just saying no here.
Yeah.
But like we couldn't do anything with it anyway. Okay.
Oh shit! The inertia.
Oh shoot! Then we did want to play. Yeah, this is fucked. The Talishar. If you haven't noticed, Talishar is not my forte. I do not
No,
play much of it,
it's
and
fine.
like without like seeing the lace there, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yep. Can I pitch 3 resource? So it's stopped our blues. So pass and just unless I guess that's.
I mean, you can
Kano.
Kano with those 2 cards. I mean, we just know it's a Scalding Rain on top though, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wildfire Kindle. Centering Foresight. +1. Okay.
This hand is pretty bad.
I mean, I can get a free Kindle. I can draw a card. If they try to kill me here, which they're going to, you could pitch the Cindering for Stormstriders, Aether Wildfire, the Scolding Rain, Kindle, draw a card. I think it's as good as we get.
So Deadeye. I mean, so what I'm guessing our turn is going to be here if this thing doesn't have Dominate.
It does. Oh, no,
does
aim
it?
Counter. No, just aim counter.
As an aim counter. So this is for 9?
7.
7? Ooh, okay, 7's fine. We're blocking with and it's got a Blood Rot behind
3,
it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean,
so I think what we're doing is blocking with the Cindering Foresight, the Scalding Rain. That puts us to 4, and then we lose 2 on the follow-up. I think that's fine.
If it hits, they look at my hand and choose a card and discard it.
Oh my god, this is so bad.
So, I
mean, all right, we just give the whole hand. We just give the whole hand, and they take they don't take our Kindle. We arsenal it.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call on reading what our opponent's effects do. Yep. So we arsenal our Kindle here. Live to fight another day.
Okay. Aether Flare.
This is not an amazing hand. So this hand, ideally, what we're looking to do here is block with Aether Flare, Prognosticate, and Aether Arc, and then play our Energy Potion if our opponent allows us to do this. Basically, we're very afraid of just our opponent blasting us. Just dominating something, which is very possible. If they send 12 dominate, we're
3,
probably
6, 9.
I mean,
even without the dominate, we can't cover 12, 3, 6, 9. They could probably easily get to it. In that case, would it be Kano, Aether Flare, pitch this, no cards in hand, instant speed, like Stormstrider, this. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see what they do here, but some amount of what you're describing is probably correct.
Ground.
Okay,
but
getting
so they're gonna get barbed
undertow back, maybe.
That's what they're doing, and they're gonna dominate it.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see. Oh, maybe not.
Well, yeah, I don't see how they dominate this. Has an aim counter. That's fine.
8.
That's fine.
3,
we block
6,
9 and we block 9 and we play our Energy Potion. We're happy with that.
Okay. Until the Rain Razors comes. No, okay.
That would have been so fucked up.
And Energy Pot. Okay, pass that. Another Kindle. Okay.
This is potentially an interesting. This is going to be a fun one to have to go for it with. We're going to get to do some cool shit here.
Kindle. So we'd have to pitch this for this.
So we can play our Cindering Foresight as an instant because it's our opponent's turn.
5. Okay.
Okay, so this is for 5.
5 go again, dominate. So they got another card coming in on the other one.
Okay, let's say pass here.
Okay.
We don't need to do anything. We can let them. They're the ones who have to figure out a way to kill us.
I mean, I think they got it. I think they got a good way to kill us. Seek and destroy.
That's fine. We love that.
Another bone shot.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna try. All right. So let's play our Cindering Foresight first. Or wait, hold on.
We
Pass on blocks. Pass on blocks.
wait, are we sure? Because I mean, I guess we do, but we don't want to block with a lesson on lava. As I say, we have enough to stop it, but
I think we're just gonna try and see if we can get our opponent from 23 here. They don't have their spell void anymore.
I
The
like
thing
it.
is, like,
YOLO.
we could block with lessons and Aether Quickening, but then our hand is unplayably bad.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
it's really, really bad. All right, so let's play our Centering Foresight.
Okay.
So since it's our opponent's turn, we get to play it as an instant. So we get to opt 3, and then our next thing has +1 damage on it.
Okay, so let's see. Let this one go through, right? So okay, pass
Yep.
there. Nothing at instant speed. Okay.
Okay, let's. We are going to. All right, so we need to.
If we can play Kindle with no cards in hand, we could potentially draw 2.
Yeah, we are gonna draw 2. I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna do this. So we're gonna need to. We're gonna draw 2 cards, and then we're gonna find our lessons on top. So we need to, or we're gonna ragamuffins our lessons on top. So we need to leave 2 of these, I think, because we can activate Kano,
one time.
pitch or play Kindle holding priority, hat. Then we will. Oh no, but if we do that, then we're just gonna redraw our lessons. So we need to. Jesus Christ. This is why I hate Kindle. This is so complicated.
I mean, so we have a Kindle and Arsenal too. So I mean, we could always Kindle pay. We could always Stormstrider with the Aether Quickening. That'd leave us 2, so we'd have 1 for lessons in lava. We could play at instant speed. Kindle, draw 2.
Blast our opponent with lessons, but like we want to find something before lessons ideally. I don't really know how that happens though. I don't really know that we can. I think you're probably on to something of just like playing lessons twice.
Because we get lessons and then still get the. I guess it's what we draw. So do we just? I'm almost tempted just to
bottom all 3.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So then your thought process here is you want to Kindle holding priority on both of them.
Yeah, so
get these other 2 cards out of our hand.
Yeah, to get the card draw, we would have to essentially Stormstriders here, pitching the Aether Quickening. Yep. Then, when that resolves, lessons, and then Kindle. Well, okay. We'd have to Kindle once, get no cards in hand again, or we could Ragamuffin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Why don't you go for it?
Let's see.
Let's let you cook.
Because we still got 2 resources here. Okay, that's fine. Lessons in lava. And then I want to Kindle because I have no cards in hand. Oh, another lessons. No. But I can't play this lessons.
We'll end up using it for resources, probably.
But I can Kano with it.
Yep.
And then I can Kindle again.
Or wait, hold on. So you want to... Yeah, you're going to want to Kindle again, probably. So Kano.
And then do I want to let the Kano resolve so I can see what I'm going to draw?
I don't think it matters a ton.
Okay. So, below it. Tome of Aetherwind. Ragamuffin?
Yes. Yep. Okay, put the tome on top. Yep.
Top, and then Kano the
Yep,
tome.
now we want to let this Kano resolve.
Yes.
Banish the tome. We're going to draw 2 off the tome. This is such a fucking mess.
And we still
Oh,
have lessons
Jesus.
coming in. Okay, hold
Yep.
on. A sap and energy
All right,
pop.
let's activate. We're gonna activate Kano again. We're gonna find a fucking wildfire, and this is gonna be the most disgusting combo of all time, and it's gonna be completely unplanned.
Aether spindle.
Oh, it's an Aether Spindle. Okay, yeah. All right,
Okay.
that's what we want to. We want to play the Aether Spindle. Let that resolve.
Okay. Do I give it +1?
Mm-mm.
No. Because I still have 2, 3, 6 resources left. So I got 2 Kindle.
But we're gonna need more Kano activations.
That's, I mean, so I got. What I'm saying is we're sitting on 2 Kanos. Okay.
Okay. So all right. What are we doing here?
Tops and bottoms.
So all right, we have 6 total resources left to us for the
Yes.
turn. We need to Kano once after the lessons for a Blazing Aether.
Yes. So 3. So we really have 3 left.
And the Blazing Aether doesn't cost anything. Lessons is paid for. So we have 3 resources to work with. If we activate Kano again, we'll have 1 resource to work with, right?
Yes.
Or no, wait.
No, we have 6 total. We have 2 from an E-pot and then a blue in hand. And we have 1 floating.
And 1 from our vest. So we could put this Aether Flare on top.
Okay.
And then the rest of it doesn't matter. Bottom the rest of it.
So bottom, top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then activate Kano. Pitching our blue.
Okay. Don't banish Aether Flare.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now
We're gonna play the Aether Flare. Nope, we don't want the lessons to resolve yet. We're gonna play the Aether Flare.
Okay.
We don't want to pay any more resources because we need our last 3 resources to Kano one more time.
Okay.
I don't even know if this kills our opponent.
No?
It might not.
Okay.
Okay. So now how much did we deal on the Aether Flare?
2.
How? It's
dealing 3.
Oh my god, did our opponent have a fucking blue in their hand?
Yep.
Wait. No, they only had 1 resource floating. What happened to our...
They had a blue Bolton shot in hand.
Oh, I'm thinking... Sorry, I was thinking that our 2 Kindles were still live. Okay.
No.
That's fine. All right, now we're letting our lessons resolve. Yeah, with our opponent's, like, totally fine. We're not killing them.
Do you want a tutor card? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Blazing Aether.
Yep. Then we crack our tome in our chest and go get our...
And loose.
do our pitiful damage. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Nope. 12. Ah, 1 short. 1 short.
We gave it our all.
It was as good as we can get there.
Yep. Yeah, so for those at home, when Chris asked me to talk about Kano, I was like, why would you want me to talk about Kano? I stand by that. I used to play a lot of Kano. I have not played Kano in quite some time, so I'm pretty rusty myself, but how did you feel about that one? You walked through a lot of the combo on the end of that.
It was okay. I mean, it's still so much to balance. So somebody in chat is saying Cecilia or something. The line is Kindle from hand, Kano, Ragamuffins. Let the banish happen, play into Crucible, Kindle from Arsenal, but then you have blue in hand with 2 floating and lessons banished. But yeah, it is like it's still gonna take a lot for me to like I'll say something I never thought I was gonna say, which is I can now see why people say Kano is fun. You know, like the puzzle of it at the end of like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I can, and either just be like, well, you got it, or go for it. But it is,
yeah.
It's definitely interesting and fun. Uh, oh
Yeah,
god.
and that is kind of the draw to Kano, especially the non-pitch stacking version of Kano, in my opinion, is it's all about you're under a clock. You have very, very short number of turns, and you have to figure out how do I put together lethal from this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really fun. The pitch stacking version is basically you're cutting down on a ton of the randomness that we have run into on this, and you're trying to set it up so that on second or potentially even third cycle, you're going to exactly draw the perfect hand that you know you sculpted it. So there's no like guesswork. It's just I need to make sure that I count my cards correctly, stack my cards correctly, and then track my deck correctly. And
Mm-hmm. I think the hardest part too is like there was a couple times where you would be like, "Oh, this is a great hand," and I'm looking at it like, "What are you talking about? It's like three blues and a red. This is trash." You know what
well,
I
you
mean?
have to remember that all of our hands are bad, Chris. So when I say this is a good hand, it's in the context of Kano, where all of our hands except for like one in the game are terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
The hand basically just determines how many times can I Kano. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. So a short track to figuring out your Kano hands. If it has a bunch of reds and yellows, it's bad. That's like probably the easiest way to think about it. Prior to Kindle coming out, a lot of what your turns looked like when the meta was like a little bit slower
mm-hmm.
was you would like block with 2 cards for 6, keep a red, and then you would pitch a blue to activate Crucible, send your red, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's why when I say like that's a good hand, I'm kind of like thinking back to those times where like
fair.
you know, I'm gonna like spindle them or uh they're not in the deck, but the 2 for 5s. So like you get a 2 card 6 or whatever
Mm-hmm,
off of your
mm-hmm.
blue and the red.
It,
So those are good hands for like kind of chipping your opponent down. The problem is the meta's so fast right now,
yeah.
especially like we didn't play against Zen, but like the
Oh god.
Zen can just kill us on like their second turn. It's a little bit awkward because like they can't actually use traverse or their
Mm-hmm.
boots against us, which is very funny. So like they are fast, but we also take some of the explosivity out of their like controlled combo turns because they can't literally cannot activate their equipment against us because we don't present physical damage.
Sure, sure, sure.
Um, but they can still kill us very, very fast. And so doing the whole like listening to Majin Bay talk about Kano in this current meta, you're doing a lot less of that like block for 2 cards, send 2 cards thing, and you're doing a lot more like I'm just gonna eat all the damage and present as much damage and literally just try and race them. And Kindle helps with that racing, but again, it's a very very awkward card to play with if you're not used to it, which I am not.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like you've now witnessed my third game on Kano, Tim, but like I don't know how I feel about the Kano, like the Kindle. Like it's still it seems like a cool card. It seems good. Like, but we had that one turn like I forget it was this game or when we played the Rhinar where we hit it. It was like, well, we're screwed. Like literally
Yep.
anything. Like, and I'm like, I heard so many people like, oh, I don't run I anymore in Kano because I'd hit it and get screwed. Then I'm like, what? Why would you want to introduce 3 more like screws? Like you figure what that and I that's 4 cards. You run a 60 card deck at what just under 10% that you're sitting on. It's like what 60 or 6% chance or something, right? Like a 6-7% chance. Like why would you want that? And especially as the percent goes higher and higher and higher, like I don't know.
So
It's
I will say that we saw a lot of the awkwardness of Kindle, and if you think about it in terms of the awkwardness plus the chance to whiff on it completely, yeah, it seems like why would you play this card? But I promise you, if you sat down with a much better Kano than me, and they showed you the degenerate things you can do with Kindle, you would be like, holy crap, like this card's absolutely broken. Like this is like completely insane.
yeah.
So I did you a little bit of a disservice if your goal is to figure out do I like or not like Kindle, because I didn't show you any of the upsides of Kindle. I
No.
kind of showed you mostly downsides of Kindle. So if anyone out there is looking for great content on why Kindle can be terrible if you don't know how to play with it,
No,
hit me up.
well,
But
well, still, even that, like I said, I mean, it wasn't so much like hey, is Kindle a good card? Should I play Kindle? It's like I'm just like, it is Wizard fun. Like I've
yeah.
been so far away from Wizard. Like God, you try to teach me Bolton, where I'm like, combo just like for some reason Bolton combo just will never click with me as much as I hate to say it. Like, but this, it's like okay, if the whole thing is just I'm trying to get to the okay, I'm dead unless this goes off now. As long as like I can start getting the idea of this is what I want to start fishing for and how I stay alive
Yeah.
until that point, it's okay.
Yeah. So my recommendation is to watch Arsenal Pass has a phenomenal Kano video.
Mhm,
I don't think that I would ever encourage someone to start playing Kano without watching that video probably like 6 or 7 times. I actually watched it 6 or 7 times
mhm,
and played against like the bot on Talishar just to like goldfish hands. When I was first learning the deck, and they go over all of the lines that are like most commonly seen, like a good evaluation of all of your cards and stuff like that. The deck hasn't changed a ton since that video came out either. It is relatively similar, and they go over a ton of the math behind it too. Like there's a lot of shorthand where you can like know that if you have 9 resources, that's enough to do your lessons line unbuffed, right? And then if you have additional resources after that, for every additional resource, you can buff once.
mhm.
So it gives you a lot of shorthand to evaluate like how much damage can I do, and you can also memorize like the unbuffed lessons line is like wildfire for 4, lessons for 7, blazing for that would be 11 plus 4 is 15, so 26
Mhm.
damage. Right, so you can memorize that. Like, if my opponent has no resources up and I have exactly enough to do the combo with no buffs, I can do 26 damage. And then, so there's a lot of like there's a lot of things that once you kind of memorize shortcuts for them,
Sure.
they make the like you know how we had to like go in the tank here and be like, oh god, what are we supposed to do here? You can eliminate a lot of that just by playing a bunch of games and by kind of like memorizing some simple math and stuff.
Sure, sure, sure.
Um, I think that if I was also going to teach someone Kano, I would have them watch that Arsenal Pass video first. I would also probably, in retrospect, we should have gone through some of what our ideal lines look like. Again, those ideal lines have changed with Kindle, but like walking through what the sequencing is with your ragamuffins and with your boots from, because you want to do things in a little bit different order with when you activate your boots, for example, if you have lessons in Arsenal versus if you have wildfire in Arsenal, and then the combo changes a little bit in terms of your sequencing. If you have the blazing aether in Arsenal, which is like you don't want that one in Arsenal, but sometimes that's the combo you have to go for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so he's a very very deep hero. He's a very very particular play style, and then I guess this is potentially controversial, but honestly, I think most people who are not devout Kano players will agree with me on this. I'm really hoping with these 2 new wizards that they do a return to a little bit more simple
Icelandery.
play
Yep.
patterns
Yeah.
that aren't trying to kill you from your full life total in one turn, because I don't generally think that's overly healthy for the game. And just on a personal level, it's very like a new card with Kindle comes out, it's very, very, very complicated to like change the deck at all in any meaningful way with new powerful things. And the Aether Wildfire has to be stymieing. Like I kind of refuse to believe that Aether Wildfire is not stymieing the development of wizard cards.
Mhm.
And I know that Brian Gottlieb has gone on the record on Arsenal Pass and said that if they get to a point where they feel like they're unable to print interesting and exciting new wizard cards because Aether Wildfire exists,
It goes.
they'll just ban it.
Yeah.
And I think they should. I
Okay.
really do. And I know that kind of just would put this Kano hero dead in the water, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that this Kano hero was an experiment and he has done some interesting things. I would be totally fine with him going away and Aether Wildfire going away in favor of a wizard class that is a little bit more elegantly defined, and
I, w- I would agree. I mean, like,
maybe you have fewer crappy cards. You know what I mean? Like when we were at the beginning, like we were looking at it, and we're like every single card in your deck is below rate. Maybe we
yeah,
could have a wizard that's not like that.
yeah, like I would like an Icelander feel, but without the ice. like,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
give me something where it's like, hey, I'm attacking, and then I'm also going to follow it up with maybe a little bit of arcane, and then on your turn, maybe I'll do some arcane or do something to disrupt you. Maybe not necessarily make it so you can't play, but
Yeah.
something like, hey, if I activate this spell on your turn, your attack comes in for -3, or something like that, or
Yeah.
like anything
Yep.
like that. But no, I mean, it I hate to say it, but Wizard is maybe a little more fun than I gave it credit for.
You get to do some sweet stuff, right? Like when we like hit that ether spindle off the top and we're like, "Oh, this is insane." And like we got to look at the top 5 cards in our deck and we're like, "Yeah, we get to set this up." Like opting is sweet. Drawing cards is sweet. Playing on our opponent's turn, sweet. Like these are things that are very cool about the wizard class that I hope that they are able to carry forward in the new wizards. I would just like especially the lightning wizard. Honestly, the earth wizard scares the crap out of me, but
Mm,
the lightning wizard, I would love to see the play patterns there be a lot more like I'm gonna push pretty consistent, decent damage number turns every turn of the game, but I
yeah,
don't have this like big mega combo kill to like end the game. We're just looking like it's more of a traditional aggro deck version of wizard than a combo deck. You know what I mean? That's really
right.
what I would like to see out of the lightning hero. The earth wizard having a bunch of life gain potentially. I don't really know how to feel about that. Wizards traditionally have less life to start with, so maybe that's not a huge problem. But just as someone who has lived through the fatigue oldhim
Yeah,
times, anytime your opponent like is just above their starting life total,
it feels bad.
and
Yeah,
you, you're
it
just
feels
like,
bad.
oh no, am I ever going to be able to kill you? And like if we get to a point where the wizard's like, yeah, I'm going to go up to 900 life. You can never ever kill me, but I also can't you kill you very quickly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to see if I can do it before the time runs out,
Yeah,
and that's the rest of the game. It's just not very
that's boring.
interesting.
No,
That would be a
I never want to go back to the old him versus old him final days where you're sitting for 2 hours just watching somebody be like, okay, I crown, I do this, I swing, I do down, I do this, I swing, I block. Like
yeah.
it is terrible. But no, but
Yep.
Tim, hey, I appreciate it. Like I said, I've walked away with at least a decent understanding and definitely plan on playing more Kano. So anytime in the
Sweet.
future, if you want to tell me that I'm making
Yeah.
bad calls, I'm always up for
Let's
it.
sit together. Let's sit together and do some in paper at an
Yes.
armory too. I think that'll help. I honestly, Talishar just like does not click with my brain. I literally, as you saw multiple times, like with that inertia token and stuff, I just cannot like register the fact that there are like a bit like effects floating and stuff like that in this without seeing the cards in paper. I'm a very like tactile person, so
No, no, fair, fair, fair. That all
and
makes
also
sense.
like sequencing our cards on top of our deck and like when we pitch at the bottom of our deck and stuff like that, like all
Mm,
of that is just very awkward to me on Talishar. So
I get it.
let's do some in paper and I think we'll have a good time.
100%. Okay, buddy. Well, I will let